Alright, I just got through installing the MT4300-C system with wireless long range stuff onto two of our wobble traps. These are TAHLBs. They got your horizontal movement and vertical movement. Cocking motor. The long range system here is wired in to the box so that this thing can be fired and operate horizontal vertically independently of the system we already had. All of our stuff still works. We still have each machine you got direct, off, and timer mode, and all that is still functional. And regardless of what positions you got our system in, direct, off, or timer, this MT4300 overrides it. Here's the transmitter for the MT4300, and let's see here. I've got both machines on, so let me back out of this here, go into manual mode, and if we want to fire the machines, we'll fire trap 1 there. And right now I've got our machines in timer mode. You'll notice that let me fire it again, horizontal and vertical both rounds. Alright, I'm gonna turn our machines off so that now I'm gonna fire the machine, and you'll see that it doesn't. It just fires the machine, throws a bird, but we don't have any horizontal and vertical. Now over here on the 4300, let me get the clarifier. Hit back, go into mode number 5, which is wobble control number 1 and wobble trap number 1. These things are labeled on the back like trap 1, and then over here, this one, they've got it labeled trap 2. And while I'm over here, let me just turn this one off also. We'll turn all of our direct, off, and timer modes off on the machines. Alright, on here it says wobble trap 1 and wobble trap 2, 3, and 4, because of course we only have 1 and 2. So I'm going to go to number 1, and once you go into either one of them, if you can see there, you've got a vertical nudge, a vertical on and off, a horizontal nudge, and horizontal on and off. So let's hit the number 1, which is vertical nudge. I'm going to hit the number 1, and you see, I just see the vertical going, changing. It just nudges vertical. Alright, number 2 on here is vertical on and off. So I'm going to go over to number 2, and when you hit number 2, it just turns vertical on. It's going to run all the time. Hit number 2 again, turns vertical off. And you can see 3 is horizontal nudge, so horizontally we just nudge it. Or we can go to number 4 on here, and 4 says horizontal on off. So I'm going to hit number 4, comes on, it stays on. And you hit number 4 again, and we'll turn it off. Right, see, number 4 right there. And this one operates the same way. I mean, you got let's back out of this and go back into wobble control. And now let's go to wobble trap number 2. Remember that was this one over here is number 2. So I select number 2. You got exactly the same thing. You got vertical nudge. See the machine over there, vertical nudge. Or you can turn vertical on, and it runs all the time. Turn vertical off. Number 3 is horizontal nudge. See, every time I bump it, I can nudge it wherever you want it to go. And then number 4 turns horizontal on all the time. There's horizontal on. I go back to number 2, which is vertical on, and now both of them's going. I personally don't care for having them run all the time. If I was going to do something like that right there, I would obviously go back and put our machines in this timer mode you know, right there, and let it really mix it up. Now when you fire the machine, it runs, and every time it stops, it's in a different spot, you know, for the shooters, and it doesn't sit there and just run and run and run all the time. Doesn't wear anything out, doesn't use electricity or anything. So I would leave them in timer mode. And let's back out of here, go back to manual mode, and that's trap number 2. So when I fire number 2, see, in wobble mode, it runs. And if somebody keeps shooting, you fire it once, it's always mixing it up. And then if you walk off and don't come back for a month, they'll time out here in just a second and just sit there, you know. So if I was going to, instead of leaving the wobble function on long range, I would personally just put it in timer mode, and that mixes it up. As long as you're shooting, it's moving, and when you quit, it quits running, so it doesn't wear the machine out or uses electricity. But this MT4300 is excellent. It's wireless. You can fire it wireless from anywhere, and it comes with a receiver for each one. There's 2 of them, but they're identical. Each one of them can control each machine. So this one here, as you've seen, I've been doing machine and 1 and 2, and that one there does exactly the same thing. That way, if you've got these maybe on your property somewhere that's way apart, you can have a controller at each one. Each one, they come with their own controller. All right, I just wanted I was asked to make a video after I hooked these up to make sure they work, and it's the first ones I ever put on, and it just works like a charm. Like I say, it's wireless. You can nudge horizontal and vertical. You can turn horizontal on and leave it on, or turn vertical on and leave it on. But if I was going to do that, I would just not do that. I'd just put air boxes in direct or timer, either one. It doesn't make any difference. And when you fire it, you know, it runs. And if you happen to walk away, or if you've got this in a sporting clays environment and it's an hour before the next squad comes through, it shuts off and it's just waiting on them. Alrighty, very good. I like it.